Planets situated in the first house, second house, and 12th house. These are the eastern side of eastern horizon of the horoscope, and these planets and this side of the horoscope will represent the eastern part of the house. We can do Vastu from only looking at the horoscope also. Sorry. Planets situated in the third, fourth, and fifth house will represent the northern side of the horoscope, and the only one and only agenda of these planets in the third, fourth, and fifth house, the only one and only agenda is to give us inner peace. The planets situated in the sixth, seventh, and eighth house will represent the southern part of the horoscopes, southern part of the horizon, and southern part of the house also. We can do Bastu also, as I said, from this same concept. And planets situated in the ninth house, 10th, and 11th house will represent the the planet situated in the 6, 7, and 8 are the western horizon, and 9, 10, and 11th are the southern horizon. The one and only agenda of the planet situated in the eastern horizon in the first, second, and 12 is to give us this conscious, is to increase our consciousness about the spirituality. Eastern horizon has nothing to do with money, nothing to do with materialistic goals. The one and only agenda is to enlighten us more spiritually. Just at a glance also, out of 9 planets, if more than 4 to 5 planets are falling in eastern horizon, 2, 12, and 12th house, then the person does not care about money. The only thing he will care about is his inner goals, inner self improvement towards spirituality. He would ask questions such as, what is the purpose of my life? Why did I took birth in this life, in this earth? What is my higher purpose? How shall I meet the godly energy, and so on? Similarly, planet situated in the northern part, 3, 4th, and 5th house, the one and only agenda of these planets is to give us inner peace. For example, if Venus is situated in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th house, then the person will attract such a wife in his life where the one and only purpose of that person who would come as a wife in his life is to give his inner peace. The wife would not much ask for a lot of materialistic goals or money. She will not care about much of those things, because this particular is the energy of the wife which he is attracting in his life. And planets situated in the western horizon, 6th, 7th, and 12th, the one and only purpose of these planets is to make us sure that we fix the inner insecurities inside our heart. For example, if the same planet Venus is situated in the let's say 7th house, then the person has this fear that, what if my, okay, please test this, if Venus is situated in the especially 7th house or in the 6th, 7th, or 8th house also, this person has inner embedded fear that, what if my marriage life will not be that good? He will be extremely fearful. We can keep on adding flavors. For example, if Rahu is there, then he will have this fear that, what if my wife would have some or other sort of extramarital after I get married. For example, if Mercury is placed in these horizons, 6th, 7th, and 8th house, then person will have fear of traveling. If Mercury is somehow linked with Saturn, by being posited in the Saturn, or by being posited in the nakshatra of Saturn in this western horizon of 6th, 7th, and 8th house, then might be that he would have this fear. He will have this fear to travel with old woman, travel with old person, or fear of traveling in the old vehicle also. Traveling sun is old. Any planet situated in the southern part of the horizon, 9th, 10th, and 12th house, the one and only agenda purpose of this horizon is to give us such a condition in life where we push our inner limits, For example, most of us have watched this series of Scam 1991, where Harshad Mehta Saab planned a flight trip with Dhirubhai. He planned it as though the flight was casual, but the behind the side story was, he actually planned it that this was not casual. So making it to look as though it was casual, but doing the besides homework to make it seem like a casual, just to make this business trip done. is he is putting his own limits to just be with his business partner. He is pushing its own limits. So if we do not have any planets out of 9 planets, if most of the planets do not fall, or let's say any planets do not happen to fall in the 9th, 10th and 11th house, then there is this inner psychological makeup in our mind that let's be on this safe side of in the life for whole time. This person, this kind of natives will not take any risk in their life. This is the out frame of the horoscope. For example, if planets and we can do, as I said, we can do Vastu also. For example, Mars in the 4th house in the sign of Aquarius, that is Scorpio Lagna. Then 4th house is, as I said, the northern part of the house. And for example, if Aquarius is in the 4th house and Mars is also placed there, then as we all know, Aquarius is signification for something huge, something large. Aquarius is, as we all know, a natural house, Mool Trikon house of Rahu also. Aquarius is Mool Trikon house of Rahu, okay. The sign of Scorpio is actually lorded by Ketu, not Mars. Similarly, the sign of Aquarius is actually lorded by Rahu Maharaj, not Saturn precisely. So, for example, Mars in the 4th house in the sign of Aquarius, this could be a blank chart prediction. Just from this combination, we can be pretty sure that in the northern side of the house, there is this huge space for generator. In the northern side of the house, some neighbors or other people might have this huge placement for garage or workshop in the northern part, because Mars is karaka for workshop, vehicles and this sort of machinery things. Aquarius is huge, so hugely placed vehicles, hugely placed workshop areas in that part of house. As I said earlier, we can do Vastu also from this house. So for example, so okay, if Venus is placed in the 3rd, 4th and 12th house, then the person would attract such a person in his life as a wife or as a husband, where the spouse would act as a source of inner peace for his life. A person would come in his or her life and give this inner sensation of peace in his life. She will bring a sensation of calming down the person. And similarly, if Venus is placed in the 6th, 7th and 8th house, as I said, these are the house of insecurities, then person will have this fear that what if my marriage life would not take place, marriage life will not be that good. For example, if this Venus placed in the 6th, 7th and 8th house is somehow linked with Rahu. What do I mean by linked with Rahu? That is, if Venus is conjunct with Rahu, or if Venus is placed in the nakshatra of Rahu, then this person have always this inner fear that what if my wife runs away with someone else, because Rahu is out of the box. For example, Mercury, the karaka of traveling, in the 6th, 7th and 8th house with Saturn, then the person will have this fear of traveling in the old vehicles, because Mercury is traveling, Saturn is, as you all know, old, so traveling in the old vehicles, there is this fear. If let's say Saturn is placed in the 9th, 10th and the 11th house, the southern part of the horoscope, then this person will take a lot of challenge. The person will really push his limits to be in that position, because Saturn is the karaka for profession. If Mercury is placed in the 9th, 10th and 11th house, then Mercury is, as we all know, karaka for education also. Then to pursue his education, he would really push his limits. For example, let's say if Mercury was placed in the 9th, 10th, 11th house, the person took biology in his +2, then if he has this feeling that what if I might perform really good if I choose some mechanical field or some mathematics field, then he would push his limits and move into the contrast field of biology such as IT or engineering. He will push his limits. So Mercury in the 9th, 10th and 11th house, please go and see that he will do something regarding to pushing his limits regarding to the education. If the same Mercury was placed in the 3rd, 4th and the 5th house, then there is this inherent psychological makeup that to be in the safer side, safer zone, then he will not push his limits. He will just move with the flow. So This is how we can make a at a glance, at a surface level interpretation by just looking at a glance of the horoscope. No planets, no rasi, no nakshatra used in a specific position, that just at a glance. This way also we can make the prediction. From now onwards, I will also keep on making simple predictions, simple techniques. Please stay tuned. Take care. Namaskar.